VOD later tonight. Leah, why do you play that game? What's so good about it? Okay, so see, Panko, the thing is, once upon a time, at the beginning of the year, I was really depressed, okay? I was extremely depressed because all of my friends in real life started playing Final Fantasy 14. And I did not enjoy the game when I started playing it. So I was extremely depressed because they wouldn't talk to me anymore because all they would do was play Final Fantasy 14 and I didn't understand the appeal and I wasn't playing it either. So I became very depressed and my depression got so bad I was on medication and talking to a therapist and probably needed to go into a center to get my brain put back to normal because I was so depressed, right? Yes. I wanted to commit unalive. Exactly. I wanted to commit unalive too, unironically. But then in May, I was like, you know what? Maybe being depressed isn't fun, and I'm actually really miserable. So I'm just gonna give the game a chance, right? I'm gonna give the game a chance, and I'm gonna see what's so good about it. Because then, if I actually play it through properly, then I can form an opinion on how I hate it and why it's not good. So then I played it. Okay, I purchased the A Realm Reborn chapter skip, which is $7 online, and it makes you skip the entire first part of the game. And I was like, yeah, because this game fucking sucks. If I have to deliver gobby cheese to one more random NPC in the middle of the forest, I'm gonna start killing people, okay? So I bought the skip and then my friends were like, you have to watch a video so that way you understand the story. And I was like, okay, cool. So I bought the skip, I watched the video, and I was like, the story seems stupid. I don't get it. And then I started Heaven's Ward, okay? Heaven's Ward is the second chapter of the game. So I started Heaven's Ward. And I was playing Heaven's Ward and I wasn't really paying attention, but I really like the themes of Heaven's Ward, right? It's like kind of Game of Thronesy, and it's like got a lot to do with like the Catholic Church, right? It's like the corrupt church and like a Game of Thrones setting, and it's kind of like gothic and really edgy. And I was like, okay, thematically, I'm kind of here for it, but I don't really care about anything else going on, right? So I was like, okay, awesome. So I played through it, kind of half paying attention. And then the first time I became sentient when I was playing the game was when I was talking to the Moogles, okay? You go to like this part of the game where you're like on this island in the sky and you're talking to the Moogles. And I was just like kind of clicking through everything, not really paying attention. But I was like, I wonder what this, like you have like this edgy guy that follows you around. And I was like, I wonder what this edgy asshole has to say about the Moogles. And he was like, Fury, take these flying shits. And I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. And then that was the moment that I became sentient and decided that my favorite character in the game was Estinian Wormblood because I thought he was really edgy and funny. So then I played through the rest of the game actually paying attention, right? And I was like, wow, this is actually pretty interesting. I'm kind of lost on what's going on, but I'm kind of here for it in the game. And then I played through a dungeon called the Vault. And at this point, I didn't really tell my friends in real life that I was playing the game. I was just kind of playing it on my own. You know, going through dungeons with NPCs and not interacting with people. I blocked all my friends on the game so they didn't know I was playing it. So that way I could just like, you know, if I didn't like it, then they never would have known that I was playing it. So I was like, okay, cool. And I did the Vault, okay? I did the Vault. I ran it with NPCs. It's a dungeon called the Vault. And it happens pretty late into Heaven's Ward. And then when I did the Vault, I wordlessly jumped onto a Discord call with my friends. And they were like, Leah, we haven't talked to you in a long time. What's going on? And then I turned on my stream and they saw that I was in the middle of the Vault cutscene. Okay, no details. I was in the middle of the Vault cutscene and they were like, oh my god, what are you doing? And I was like, hey, and when I said hey, I broke down into hysterical tears, and that was the moment I knew that the game was not actually bad, and it got me, and I was so fucking invested in the story. At that point, I went through and I rewatched a recap of Heaven's Ward so that way I could actually understand what was going on before I continued playing, and then I proceeded to stay up for 18 or 19 hours a day playing this game through to completion so that way I could catch up with all of my friends, and I was so invested in it. I was only sleeping maybe 2 hours a night, and I was not moving from my desk. I was not eating. I was not able to sleep. I threw up and passed out in the shower because I did not get enough sleep. It's a really, really, really good game. You just gotta give it a chance. And Stormblood is really good when you don't have a bitch in your ear telling you that it's bad. I wish I could find a game that makes me feel like this again. Panko, can I purchase the A Realm Reborn skip for you? Can I give you $7 so you can skip A Realm Reborn and try the game from Heaven's Ward onward? Can I make you watch my video and then try the game? I will play the game. I will hold your hand through dungeons. See, Panko, the thing is, right, you play Final Fantasy, and maybe you play Heaven's Word, and you're like, okay, it's good, but it's like video game good, right? Like, I think about it, and I'm like, it's a video game, it's okay. And I play Stormblood, and I'm like, it's a video game. You know, this is like video game good, but it's not like life-changing good. What is it about the game that actually gets people and makes people like me, right? And then you play the expansion called Shadowbringers, okay? The expansion is called Shadowbringers. It is the second to last chapter in the Hydaelyn and Zodiark arc of the game, okay? Okay? So you're like, okay, yo, Shadowbringers. Everybody says Shadowbringers is peak. Everybody says it's good. How good can it actually be? Shadowbringers changed my life so drastically, I'm not depressed anymore. And all I do every single day is think about that fuck-ass cat boy. I'm so serious. Shadowbringers changes your life and cures depression and also makes you not sad, and all of the problems that you have in your life go away when you play Shadowbringers, and it's really good. It's very worth it, yes. Unironically, Shadowbringers is the best video game I've played in my entire life. Like, as an isolated instance away from the rest of 14, I would still say it is the best video game I've ever played in my entire life. And I definitely think everybody should play it because it's so good. Yes, she's right, and I am right. I'm always right. I've literally never given a bad opinion in my life. Shadowbringers indeed made me pee, cry, and come all at the same time. I peed because I was scared, but then I cried because I was emotional, and I came to Emerald. See, and then you play Endwalker. And Endwalker is like the end of the game, right? When I played Endwalker, the last part of Endwalker, when you're like standing for like the last dungeon in Endwalker, right? I cried so hard I couldn't breathe, and I was like on the floor, doubled over, sobbing. It took me like almost 3 hours to get through like a 20-minute cutscene because I was crying so hard I couldn't move. It was really awesome. That was like one of the most fun days of my life. And then after Endwalker MSQ'd, and the story is like, you know, it's good. It's a video game good again. But oh, Panko! Panko, do I have something to tell you? There's a syscon in Final Fantasy 14 that you would really like, that I really like. This character, he's a syscon, and he's yandere for his little sister. That's kind of like an over-dramatic explanation of him. You should play the game for the yandere syscon. Yeah. Why are you acting like that's a good thing? You wouldn't want your big brother to be yandere for you and start killing your other sibling. I said incest, but stop! There's incest in this game! There's so much incest in this game! Yeah! Is she talking about Alpha? No, I'm talking about Kona. I will try one day. I will super chat you $7. Well, maybe more. I will give you $20. Skip as much of the game as you want. Go crazy, child. I release you into the wild. Panko will try it the same day that Urika tries it, which is never. Leah loves you. No, I don't. Necro, don't spread misinformation. Thanks for the $5 $. No.